there, Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. Welcome to episode 49 of Ask Bossk's Bounty. Man, 49, we're close to 50, close to doing this for nearly a whole year. Amazing, but I do love this series, and you guys seem to like this series as well. This is the series where you guys get to ask me questions in the comment section below, and every week I do my very best to answer them. It's a load of fun, so thank you very much for contributing to all of those weeks with all those questions. I really do appreciate it. Now, if you do happen to like this video, don't forget to drop a like down below, because that really does help the video, and it also does help the channel in general, and I really do appreciate when you guys drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel and you're tuning in for the very first time, don't forget to subscribe as well for future Star Wars videos. We have another bumper episode this week with loads and loads of amazing questions that I need to answer, and also we do have the results of the 10,000 subscriber giveaway, and I'll be drawing that using a random comment generator later on in the video, so be sure to stick around for that to see if you are the lucky winner. And with all that being said, of course, now let's get on to the first question of the week. Christopher Weiber says, "Greetings Tim, question for next week. Assuming that a Blurg will be released in the Vintage Collection, which I hope it will, I can't help but wonder if it will fit in the cargo hold of the HASLAB Razor Crest. In my opinion, this is the kind of pre-planning that makes a great toy line. Thanks again for all you do to support this collecting community." Thank you very much for the question, Christopher. Unfortunately, I do not think that it will be big enough to fit a Blurg. If you look at the sort of doorway at the back there of the Razor Crest, I don't think that's wide enough to fit a full to scale Blurg in there. You can just see the Mandalorian there. If you imagine him with a Blurg next to him, because obviously he could be able to sit on a Blurg, I just think it would just be, a Blurg would be too big. At the end of the day, if a Blurg was going to be able to fit in there, the size of the ship would have to be even bigger, and it's pretty big as it is, but that's just the way it's been with Star Wars toys in the past. Not everything's always been to scale with each other. So for example, Luke Skywalker on the back of his Tauntaun, that looks to scale, but then when you put the Tauntaun next to, say, the Falcon, obviously the Falcon should be loads bigger than it already is, but you can't make it any bigger. The Legacy Falcon or the new Smuggler's Run Falcon is big enough as it is. But one other note about the Razor Crest is the lighting situation and the fact that it has got LED bulbs on it. We were talking about this on my live stream the other night after the Hasbro Pulse presentation, and the guys at the Hyperspace Vault YouTube channel, Dave and Alex, they've done a really good video about some other lights that have been discovered at the front, and they've compared it to some shots of the actual ship flying in the series itself, with the little lights on the underside of the wings and the two little front lights as well. So I really do advise you to watch that video. As I say, they're called the Hyperspace Vault. They're on YouTube. Dave and Alex done a really good video just to show you those lights. So head on to their channel after this video and check it out. Check out that video and also subscribe to their awesome channel. John Ballard says, "Hey Bossk, love your work, and do you think Hasbro shouldn't have made the Baby Yoda exclusive to the Razor Crest set?" I don't mind that they have. It's a exclusive in the way that it's a different sculpt and it has the vac metalized pram, whereas I'm pretty sure we will get a child outside of the Razor Crest on its own card back, or in a pack-in with the Mandalorian or something like that. You will be able to get the child outside of the Razor Crest. It will just be slightly different to that one. So I'm all for exclusives coming with the Razor Crest. It will help push the numbers up and hopefully hit more stretch goals and things like that. So yeah, but don't worry, you will be able to get the child by itself at some point. Gus Gilreath says, "Boss, question for next week. Since we've gotten Commander Wolf and we are getting Captain Rex, what other clones would you like to see in the Vintage Collection?" So obviously we've had quite a few of them already. We've had Gree and we've had Cody. We've had a few others, some of the standard clones from the 212th and the 501st, things like that. But in terms of actual named clones, I can think of a few, maybe Hardcase, Waxer, Colt. There's a few there that I would love to see in the Vintage Collection. IGH Josh says, "Hey man, love your work. Do you think we'll see Bo-Katan 6-inch figure, and what's your favourite expanded universe figure released in the Vintage Collection Black Series?" Alright, so Bo-Katan, yeah, I could see her being released in the Black Series. That's kind of, I can really just envisage that happening. Whether she'll come into the Vintage Collection is another matter. I really do hope so. She'd look cool on her own card. But the Black Series, I think you'll probably see that figure in that line first. In terms of my favourite expanded universe figure in the Vintage Collection, it has to be the ARC Trooper Commander here, this one. Amazing card back, and the figure is just amazing. Soft goods karma there, which would have been really nice on those new ARC Trooper figures, which is probably the only negative that I can think about those new figures. but that one is 100% my favourite. Crispy Greedo says, will they ever re-release characters in the Vintage Collection like Cody, Grievous and Greedo? So Greedo's definitely one that we need because he came out in the Vintage Saga line back in 2006. So it'd be nice to get sort of an updated version of him in the Vintage Collection itself with an actual VC number. As for Cody and Grievous getting re-releases, they're two figures that I think would be high on the agenda of many people out there that missed them the first time around. Instead, we're getting characters like Peasant Anakin and Queen Amidala, which just, you know, it racks my brain who chooses these figures for re-releases when you're right. You know, when you've got people like Cody and Grievous and Magna Guards and things like that out there, the Echo Base Soldier, it completely stumps me for why they pick the ones they do for re-release, but that's what we've got. Owen Brown, quickfire question, ketchup or HP? HP for bacon sandwiches, ketchup for sausage sandwiches. Joe Urias says, congratulations on 10k again, always great content, so thank you, Joe. Just a question for next week, do you think Hasbro should implement a mail-away accessory stroke figure and point system like proof of purchase again? What do you think would be a good one to start off with? Thanks for the show. It's awesome. Keep it up. Great content. Thank you, Joe. Once again, I'd love them to do that, man. You know, the mail away figures is something that they used to do way back in the original vintage line. I remember getting Dengar myself, the Palatoy Dengar in a little white box arrive in the mail one day. And I think that would be a great thing to do again. You know, we had the mail away rocket firing Fett and things like that. What could they do? I don't know, man. I think if they could do some kind of exclusive figure that's just mail away again, that would whet my appetite nicely. Accessory packs is another one, like the survival kit that they used to do in the original vintage line, just to get some extra accessories, extra weapons, gas masks, that kind of thing. That might be cool. Dean Birch says, great community, brother. Question, is that a licensed Bossk costume hand or just a reptile hand that you use in some of your videos? And do you own a Bossk mask or costume? I don't own the mask or a costume. I would love a really good Bossk mask. That would be awesome. But no, the hands that I have here, they were a birthday present from my lovely wife and family. And they are the official Bossk hands. They're not expensive ones. You can get them on Amazon. They did come with a Star Wars tag. And they do have Lucasfilm Limited on the little thing there. So yeah, they are official. And they are Bossk hands. Maxime says, which protective case would you recommend for special action figure sets like the ARC Trooper set? I'm looking for something that allows me to easily hang them beside my regular carded figures. So I only personally know of two kinds, and that's your acrylic case, which keeps it ultra protected. I like to go with something like that. But I know you can get deflector shields or things like that, which are a bit more of a softer plastic. You know, if you crush it or something, it's not going to protect it. But in terms of dust and a light drop on the floor or something, it will protect it. I do not know if those hang on the wall though. I don't know if they've got any little hanger tabs that you can put them next to your other figures. I'm not sure if that's possible. Bill Polk says, I never got the Katana, but I'm in line for a Razor Crest. In your experience from waiting for the Katana, what was some of the most fun parts of waiting for it to arrive? Anticipating it and being patient seems fun to me. Yeah, well, being in the UK, it was a bit of a stressful time because we had to wait for it to come on eBay and we had to be fastest finger first to try and get one. But I guess the most exciting part was the day that everyone got their sort of shipping notices and we were waiting for it to turn up, and then actually watching the guy getting the massive box out of the van and walking up your driveway with it. That was awesome, I must admit. Seeing all my friends on Twitter that was posting their similar pictures of the postman arriving with it and stuff like that. That was the fun part for me, but the actual buying of it was very stressful indeed. Shakes the Clone says, question, what do your analytics show for viewership by country? What percentage in the UK, Australia, etc.? Yes, it's quite interesting really. 50% of my viewers are from the US, and I just think that's because of the demographic that watch YouTube in general, and obviously the language. 15% roughly is from the UK, and the rest of it's all quite similar, spread across the rest of the countries in the world. I get viewers from Mexico, Argentina, a lot of European countries. Australia is quite large as well, but by far and away the biggest is you guys in the US, you guys that are watching now. 50% of my viewership is from the US. Squid Head says, nice carded Squid Head. That's the one I had on show last week. I don't have one, but I have 30 of him loose. Nice one, my friend. Do you think Hasbro will make more clones using the ARC sculpt? I certainly hope so, and I'm really disappointed that they didn't use it for Rex that's coming out. They've sort of just re-released a poorer version of Rex in my opinion. But yeah, I think now they've got that sculpt, I think they should use it lots and lots of times. There's loads they can do with it, or at least kit bash part of it, you know, his body and what have you. But now they've got it, let's not let it go to waste, and I'm sure they'll use it lots of times. The Darth Eddie says, question, if there was one Baras Palace or Sarlacc Pit figure that you could pick to be re-released in the Vintage Collection, which would you choose? I'd pick the VC 107 Weequay from the final online exclusive Vintage Collection wave of 2012. Yeah, because he commands a higher price on eBay. Yeah, absolutely, I'm with you there. I would definitely pick these two. I would want these re-released, if anything. Instead of your peasant Anakin and your Queen Amidala, if they're going to re-release anything, if that is what they're going to do, then they need to release this kind of stuff. These two guys command really high value on the secondary market. They're hard to get hold of, and I don't own any of these two loose. So for me personally, if they were to re-release these two, that would be great, because it's a nice cheap way for me to get those loose for my skiff. William Roberts says, do you think they'll ever start doing the comic 2-packs again now that Disney is releasing their own comics? I would say yes, but Disney have been releasing those comics for quite a while now, and we haven't had any comic 2-packs as of yet. It's something that the community would love. I think they were quite popular in the past, so I'm all for it, but whether it'll actually happen is a completely another matter. Pick the winner of the giveaway, and all of your comments were left on episode 47 of Ask Bossk's Bounty. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to place the URL of that video into here like so. We're going to say get YouTube comments, and we're going to filter out duplicate users. So then we only get one comment per person to make it absolutely fair. So let's do that now. And we have a total of 342 entries. So that is the chance that you have to win, 1 in 342. And we're going to do it right now and see who the winner is. So good luck, everybody. And there we go. The winner is ILBFT, man. Actually, I think you comment on a lot of my videos, so congratulations to you. So what you need to do is you need to contact me via either Twitter or email. So you can do @BosksBounty on Twitter. Send me a DM on there, or email me tim@bosksbounty.com, or contact me on Instagram, something like that. You'll be able to get hold of me somehow. Let me know that you are the winner, and then we can arrange for the figure to be posted to you from Big Bad Toy Store. So congratulations. Oriel says, hi there Tim, question for next week. Do you know by any chance how big the Vintage Collection The Child is going to be? His render looks amazing. Can't wait to see how he will actually turn out. I don't officially know how tall he's going to be. I'm pretty certain they will make him a little bit smaller than the Black Series version. That just makes sense to me that they did that. I can't see them just using the same sculpt. And they alluded to that the one that we're getting in the Razor Crest is going to be his own sculpt. So no, I don't know how big he's going to be, but let's hope he's nicely in scale with the Mandalorian. Grandmaster Yoda says, nice video. What was your first action figure? So I would probably say it would be one, or if not all of these. It would have been Christmas around 1981. And I probably would have got all of these along with the Farm Boy Luke Skywalker, which I no longer have, and I'm still on the lookout for a really nice version of that figure. These ones are all pretty in mint condition now. They're not my childhood figures, but obviously we've got the Han Solo, Leia, Stormtrooper, Obi-Wan and Chewie, and then if we put Luke Farm Boy next to him, they're these 6 figures that I think I got for Christmas that year. A Kirby MISB, I think that's how you say your name. Great episode of Ask Bossk Bounty, Tim. I'm sorry, I hate the idea of the Christmas themed figures and don't see how they could ever fit in my collection. Hasbro really knocked it out of the park with the Legacy. My question is, what would it take for you to stop collecting? I've been doing this for almost 20 years and my hunger for the box figures just grows, especially now Hasbro Disney are back on track with the excellent Mandalorian. So I have to agree with you, I do not like the Christmas themed figures. I think they're awful. They're definitely, not one of those will exist in my collection. Now, what would it take to stop me collecting? That's a funny one, because I don't think I will ever stop collecting Star Wars figures because I love the original ones, and this for me is never ending. I can always get a better version of the one that I've already got, or a variant or something like that. In terms of the modern figures, if they completely cancelled 3.75 scale and just did the Black Series 6-inch, I think that might be the end of it for me for modern figures. I might dip into the Black Series here and there and get one or two of the ones that I really, really like, just like I do now. But I can't see myself, you know, trying to get that whole run of figures. They just don't have that sort of pull for me, you know. They have to be this scale. This scale has to exist for me to be really in the game and collecting. But as I say, if that happened, if 3.75 inch went away, then I would just look at the original 3.75 inch figures and try and expand on that collection. Lego 4366 says, since we have the carbonised line coming to the Vintage Collection, do you think we will get the Gaming Greats line coming to the Vintage Collection as well? I'd like to see a 3.75 inch GG Django or Jedi Fallen Order and Squadron figures. I think we might see figures from video games in the Vintage Collection, but I don't think they'll be under the banner of Gaming Greats. I think that is a exclusive line just with GameStop, and I don't think they would even exist if GameStop didn't want to do that deal with Hasbro. So you're only getting those figures, and most of them are repaints, let's be honest, of troopers and things like that they've already made and just repainted for the Gaming Greats. So it's an easy thing for them to do. But I think it only exists because of GameStop. I think, you know, as I said, if GameStop didn't want to do that line, it wouldn't exist and you wouldn't get those figures. Big Zarg says, question for next week, is the Soft Cape Mando included in the Razor Crest going to be carded? In my opinion, it must be carded and not taped in. Yeah, I think you might be a little bit disappointed then, because we haven't actually seen the card back, if it exists, for that Mandalorian, when we have already seen the one for the child that's going to be included. So that to me suggests that it will be packed in, taped in if you like, and it won't be carded. A little bit annoying that, because it would be nice to get an exclusive card back, considering he's got an exclusive cape. But at the same time, I'm almost happy that it isn't carded, because I'm going to want that Mandalorian loose for my Razor Crest sitting there in the cockpit, and I wouldn't really want to open the card back. Alright then guys, that's it for this week. That's episode 49, done and dusted. Thank you very much for watching as usual. Don't forget to drop a like down below if you have enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, of course, and we'll see you on the next one.